Hi everyone, my name is Rishabh Tarve. I'm a student of Function of School of Technology. I am practicing currently. I am learning Java, and in Java, I am practicing basic problems and solving through DSA on LeetCode platform. So today, I was going through the question 29 and 66 on the LeetCode platform, and the topic for the question is divide arrays into arrays with mag difference. So let's break down this outline of the question at first. So you have been given an array, and you have to divide it into sub arrays with the maximum sub difference, and the difficulty level for this question is medium, and the topics covering in this is arrays, greedy, and sorting. So our question today is being described below. So we have been given an integer array nums of size n and a positive integer k. We have to divide the array into one or more arrays of arrays of size 3 satisfying the following conditions. Each element of num should be in exactly one array. The difference between any two elements in one array is less than or equal to k. So basically we have been given an integer array nums. An array has been given and it is containing integer, and the size of the array is n, and a positive integer k has also been given. So basically we have been given three inputs, nums array and in size of the array and k. And then we have to divide the array into one or more arrays of size 3. So it is being constrained that you have to divide this array into sub arrays of 3 size satisfying the following conditions, that each element of num should be in exactly one array. So whenever you use that array into dividing, it should be containing in only one of the sub array where you have used, and the difference between any two element in one array is less than or equal to k. So whatever the k number is been given, the difference between any of the two element inside the subarray should be less than or equal to k. So this is the condition we have to meet. Then we have to return a 2D array containing all the arrays. So whatever subarrays you have created, you have to return them in a single array. And if it is impossible to satisfy the condition, then you have to return an empty array. And if there are multiple answers, return any of them. So sequence or doesn't matter in this. So when whatever subarrays you have created, you can return them in any position. So let's understand the question with the example which have been given to us. So input has been given 134879351. So while noticing the array, you can notice that it is in the total number of elements, or the size of array is in n multiple of n. Currently it has 9 elements and k is being given 2. So the output is been given at first condition is being satisfied here, that it is being converted into three subarrays of size 3, and all the elements, for example, in the first sub array 1, 1, and 3, the difference between any two element is less than or equal to 2. So this is satisfy both the conditions. So it is returning a 2D array consisting of three sub arrays of size 3. So it is being similarly for the example nums array 133273. Also array has been given, and k is equal to 3 is been given. So output an empty array has been given here. So whenever you will divide two sub arrays within these, this will not meet our criteria with the condition that any two elements will less than or equal to k. And constants now, given constant that n equal to nums dot length. So whatever the nums is being given is equal to nums dot length, and n should be less than equal to 1. And the minimum number of n can be 1 and maximum number 10 raised to the 5. So this is the range which have been given. And the total number of elements inside the array will be the multiple of 3. Also num size, so whatever elements cannot be less than 1 and cannot be greater than 10 raised to the power 5, and the k, which is the satisfying condition, should not be less than 1 and should not be greater than 10 raised to the 5. So it's approached for this problem at first. So to approach for this problem at first, you want to sort the array. So let's first sort the array. Dot sort nums. Now once you have sorted the array, what is going to help you? Uh, So, as you have seen the condition, it is being given that you have the second condition, which you will note is the difference between any two element in an array is less than or equal to k. So that's why we are sorting. So no bigger element should be in the position that when we will divide into sub arrays, they will be greater than k. So that's why at first I have sorted my array. Now let's create a 2D array, int syntax of 2D array, then given the name of my array. Now let's given the new to create an object of this 2D array. Now pass the condition that my, first length by 3. So it should contains total number of elements within the multiple of 3, and it should contain 3 elements at max and minimum. So this was the condition which have been given. So basically what I have done here, I have created a 2D array and given the name of my 2D array as ARR, and the first criteria which I have started here is that nums.length by 3 is my, this array which have been given is being converted into multiple sub arrays, which is containing, so it will create the sub arrays into multiple of 3, and it will contain the maximum of 3 elements inside them. Now we have created how many sub arrays will be there, and how many elements each sub arrays will contain. Now checks the condition. To check the condition, we have to iterate the nums array which have been given. So let's start with I equal to 2. Why we have started with I equal to 2? Because we know that our element should be at the second index to satisfy the condition. Now let's nums dot length, it should check, and I plus equal to 3. So this will be our condition. So whenever this will execute, we should be iterating from the next, the third element of that array. Now let's check the condition. If nums I minus nums I minus 2 greater than k, then we will return new int. So what's we gonna do here? So when we are iterating each of the elements from our nums array, if the first condition we have made that each sub array should contain at least 3 elements, and these sub elements should not exceed the k, which is being the input for my and for my input for this question. So if this is taking the condition that if nums I minus 2 greater than k, this will decline my condition which has been given for the question. Then it will return an empty array. Now let's create a new array, return new int 3. Then so we were till here, and we have checked for the condition. Now what we're gonna do, we will create and check for the condition that our 2D array has been created, and new int nums I minus 2, nums I minus 1, and nums I. So this will be our condition, and at last we will return our array. So now let's understand our approach and let's check it's working or not at first. So at last we will check. So I by 3 ARR, new int 3 nums I minus 2 nums I minus 1. So the issue which we are having is here we have to declare, and the first condition of the 2D array will be empty, and the later on all the sub arrays containing the elements will be later on will be created and stored by this line of code. So at last what will happen when we will execute our 3 elements, then this I by 3 element of that array will get approached by the syntax and created a new array, and nums I minus 2 I minus 1 nums I will be storing and creating those sub arrays. Now let's check our code. So all the test cases have been passed by our code. So the time complexity for this question, if you will approach, will be big O n log n, and because of the sorting, and it will dominate my time complexity, and the space complexity will be big O because we are creating a 2D array. So the space complexity will be dominated by the 2D array which we have created. So this was all for this question and the approach which we have solved. So let's submit our code. So the result processed by the LeetCode has been shown to you. So this was the all for this question. Thank you. Have a nice day.